Hello there, folks. DJ Burgstarre here, back with another tip of the day. So today I want to talk about the XY access pad automation magic. What the hell do I mean by that? Well, let me show you. So what I've set up here on this track is I put on a simple bass line, and I'm going to throw on one of my favorite instruments, this Serum synthesizer, and I'm going to pick my bass line, or the bass sound here, the head bass. Let's take a quick listen. Nice. Okay, great. Now, let's say I wanted to go ahead and start automating some of these controls here. And normally I would come up here to the MIDI mapping and try and automate this and control it with maybe one of my external synthesizers or my MIDI controller. However, since this is a third-party plugin, nothing shows up in blue here for me to be able to automate. So how I could automate some things would be to, let's turn this off. Down here in the XY pad, you can click on this arrow, bring up configure, and now anything I click on here will show up down there, and you'll be able to automate it, just like you would an internal instrument or something else in Ableton. Okay, let's get rid of that. Turn this off. Now these two parameters, if I was to go ahead and click on this MIDI mapping, you'll see do show up in blue. So I could map this to something on my MIDI keyboard or something. But the XY pad has its own little magic we can play with. Alright, let's show you what I mean. So let's play this, and since I now have both of these here, they will show up here in the list. So I can turn the first one to cutoff, the second one to the resonance, and now let's play with this a bit. All right. So you can see here now that as I move this around, it's an XY pad that's controlling both of these at the same time. Now in Ableton, if I turn this knob on up here or click this, it will now automate sort of anything you move in Ableton, and it will automate it for you. And that's great. So let's show you what I mean. So if I start moving this around while we're recording, it will record what I'm doing here on the XY pad. So let's give that a try. I'm going to hit record. All right, great. So now let's see what that did. I can come over here and look at my automation. Look at that. There it is. It did the cutoff and the resonance and did the automation for me. And the great thing about that is I was listening while I was moving this around. And in that way, you can kind of get a feel for how it's sounding rather than making breakpoints and writing in your automation manually. You sort of can't hear what's going on until you're done and play it back. Where in this way, you can be recording and listening at the same time. And so in that way, you can really get a feel for how this sounds as you're moving it around. Let's play it a little bit. All right, so that's all I really wanted to talk about today, that maybe you didn't realize down here in this square that it's an XY pad, and you can use it to play with parameters you put in here or actually record some automation. So that's my tip of the day. Thanks again for watching. Hope to see you guys on the next one. DJ Burgstarre out.